there's a mention of one of your bosses as well called Jackie.
Mhm.
Was he the one whom you were talking of earlier?
Yeah, he's the guy so Mercury Interactive was an Israeli-based company, so they were headquartered out of Israel,
Right.
and they had offices all over the United States. And even today, there are plenty of cybersecurity companies that either originated from from Israel or based out of Israel. So he was from the Israel and from Israel, and he's the one who actually offered me that breakthrough in my life. So I will. We still have a very cordial relationship. We still chat on LinkedIn every now and then. Such a one of those human beings I will never ever forget in life.
True.
Somebody who just turned your life around. You know, like you were just one among the many, and then you suddenly become one of the chosen few, right? So that was him. That was Jackie Ben Bassard. That was his name actually.
Interesting. Now, of course, you did. I mean, your journey has been a really good one, right? Like you mentioned, it's been a dream. Now, this dream also, I feel, was not easy because on two occasions you got laid off too. Of course, only to get better opportunities later. But how was that feeling of getting laid off? What was your
Yeah,
state of mind when you heard that? Got to know
yeah.
that?
So the first layoff was before I came to InfoSec. So that was early in my career. I was in the United States at that time, and so it was a shock. Of course, I won't mention the names of the companies,
Right.
but it was a shock, and I just let me tell you something. You know, in the US, if you get laid off and you are on an H-1B visa those days, you had only 30 days to find another job,
True.
and it was extremely difficult. My son was about 6 months old at that time, and we were just married for about 2 years, and your career is still not established,
Right.
and it was very difficult. And I mean, again, thanks be to God, I had to I came out of that, and that's when I landed this visa project, and went back to Hexaware at that time. So that's how it worked out. And later in the career, again it happened again. I won't mention the names here.
Right.
And now you have grown in your career, and you have the confidence, but still when that news is given to you, right, it's like a punch in the gut. It's like,
True.
what did I do wrong? Right? Why? And then they tell that, well, your job is redundant, we have created another position elsewhere, and that person has picked up this responsibility as well. So thank you, amigo, adios. And you are today we smile about it, but when it happens, as I said,
Yeah.
like a punch to your gut. Yeah.
True. Absolutely. Now, along this journey, Patrick, did you have mentors in your career? And if yes, how did they help in molding you professionally and personally?
Um, so I did have mentors, a lot of mentors in my career. So when I got laid off the second time, I was a senior person, and I was relying on a friend of mine. His name is Raj Shekhar. He was a senior person in HR in IBM, and a perfect person to mentor you through another job search, because he's from HR. He knows how to help you position your resume, how to help you to attend an interview, do some
Right.
mock interviews with you, how to answer questions in the interview, how to take the feedback of an interview. So all that. I mean, he was a person I would always remember as a mentor. And when I went through that, and even later, how he helped me through certain places. Back at Goldman Sachs, mentorship was a program. So senior leaders were requested to become mentors, and I had a mentor called Vim Prakash, and he was a great mentor. He helped me how to get through performance reviews, what to do in order to get rated high in a performance review. So how you position yourself, how you grow, how you make yourself, how you showcase yourself. And so these are a couple of mentors I've had. There are several others, but just wanted to highlight a couple of them who have helped me through my career and played a very key role and helped me to grow in my career as well.
Right. Would it be safe to say, Patrick, that the young generation today who are probably stepping out from their colleges and starting their careers, you think they should ideally go in for some sort of mentorship? Do you think it's going to help them early on in their career as well?
Absolutely, absolutely. As we speak, I mentor a lot of youngsters, quite a few. This past Sunday, I had 3 mentoring calls,
Wow.
not back to back, but spaced out.
Right.
Sundays, you are also free. And one of them I mentored was not a very young person,
Right.
but somebody who was trying to get a job change, and he came to me and he said, can you mentor me through this? I said, absolutely, I'll be happy to do that. What Mr. Rajshekhar did to me when I was, uh, uh, when I was trying to get a job, when I got laid off, was, again, what you freely receive, you freely give, right?
True.
So helped this person correct their resume, put it in the proper format, help them position themselves in certain areas.
Right.
Um, Understand their strengths and weaknesses, what they should focus on, etc., etc. So that was number one. Number two, I had a call with another mentee of mine. He's a young entrepreneur from Chennai, looking up to me. Again, he contacted me through LinkedIn and he said, can you please mentor me? And I said, sure, let me do that. And so a young entrepreneur looking for some confidence, some areas of how to communicate, some areas of how to showcase himself. It's a pleasure, mentoring him. And the youngest person I mentored this past Sunday, 3 days ago, was a 15-year-old boy.
Oh,
Okay, a boy who suddenly has interest in cybersecurity, and his dad. The first name that popped into his dad's head was me. And so he said, okay, I know one person who knows cybersecurity, so let's have a call with him. So there was a Zoom call between his dad, myself, and him, where
wow.
I gave him a little bit of perspective about cybersecurity. And this kid, all that he did not do was jump out of his chair. He was so excited, I could see it. He's all that I want to get into cybersecurity. And he's just in his 11th grade, and so next year he will do his 12th and get into college. And it was great to mentor somebody that young, so that they can get into the right way of things. If they are clear about what they want to do, mentoring really, really helps. And if they're not clear, also mentoring helps you focus on what can be done as well. So
Right.
quick 3 examples of how mentoring can help in various areas, basically.
True.
And at work also, I have certain mentees. There is one young professional in my team who specifically came and asked me whether they can be my mentee and whether I can be their mentor.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a joy. And so we have mentoring calls regularly, making sure this person is aligned and properly picking up what they should be doing. And again, in my company, there are other people who have called me and asked me to be their mentors. Somebody from Kuwait or headquarters. So all this keeps happening. So of late, quite a bit, and I'm so happy to invest in these young people's lives, because those days we did not have people. My father was a pharmacist, so he had nothing to do about information security or information technology or even computers for that matter, right?
Sure.
Towards the end of his life, he learned how to use a computer, but just to check emails and maybe browse the internet. That's it. Nothing more than that, right?
True.
Today, we have the technologies, we have the knowledge, and it's
Right.
important for us to impart that knowledge to others. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, that's really inspiring, Patrick. I mean, you putting in so much time with all these mentees, I'm sure they're getting a lot of benefit out of it. So, really good job on that bit. Well,
Thank you.
and of course, thank you for sharing that bit, because I'm sure when people watch this interviews and people in your position, I'm sure also will be a little more motivated to do what they're doing and mentoring more. Thank you for sharing about your professional journey.